In 2020, I experienced loss on a level that I would have never imagined. My business was failing, and I had to make the tough decision of shutting everything down and starting over. What I now transition to is what we now call a solopreneurship, or building a one-person company. So this is my story, and I'm hoping that anybody that is listening probably on the same journey, and you may learn a thing or two. So here it is. If you're just joining, my name is Jesse Dan Yusuf, and I am on my way to build $1 billion one-person company. Yes, you heard that right. That's how big my goals are. I'm going to talk more about my mission later, but this story is about my transition from entrepreneurship to solopreneurship. So, like I said, I started a company called Fireworks in 2014, 2015. I was helping people with their social media, and it grew. I had more hands. I had the opportunity to work with some of the best creatives, I believe, on the continent. We built amazing products. I met people. I built a community, and I loved it. I gained some notoriety in my city, Abuja, and it was really beautiful. But I'll talk in another video about my failures as an entrepreneur. However, it was a really tough one. I really loved my company, the creative agency Fireworks. You know, like I said, we built amazing products. We helped people build their brands. We helped people tell their stories. It was really, really interesting. And to be honest, I just enjoyed working with some of the most talented people. And I really wish often that I'm creating products with them. I still collaborate with some of them from time to time. Now, the journey started post-pandemic, when, in a way, I had gotten over, my failures, and I decided to bet on myself, right? And I bet on myself. I looked at my strengths. I said, okay, I am great at creative strategy and, finding opportunities for brands and businesses. Why don't I start something called the Virtual Chief Creative Officer? So I wrote an article. I talked about what it means to be a Virtual Chief Creative Officer, and I put it out there. And honestly, I was surprised by the response, not from the article. The article hardly got any likes, any views, but some people came across it on the internet, and I got some of my best paid jobs from there. And that's shifted something in me. For the first time, not necessarily for the first time, but I saw the power of the internet and how distribution can help build not just a person, but a one-person company. So I shifted my mind, and I said, like I said, I bet on myself from going to the decision of trying to rebuild the creative agency to going fully into building my one-person company. So let's talk about the difference between being an entrepreneur and a solopreneur. I believe at its core, entrepreneurship is about finding opportunities and hiring people to help meet those opportunities and gain profits from it, right? So you are part of a team and you're trying to reach a goal or a vision. That's what entrepreneurship is. You're taking a risk and you're carrying people along to meet those problems or to meet those opportunities. But solopreneurship is kind of the same thing. It's just that this time around, you are doing it by yourself. So you have no full-time employees, and you are in charge of every decision you are making. Personally, this changed my life, because as an entrepreneur, I had sleepless nights. Honestly, my wife will worry about the anxiety I was having. I will have sleepless nights trying to meet targets, trying to meet salaries monthly. It was really a tough thing for me, and I really hated firing people. So often I would keep people longer than they were supposed to. And I had the notion of not letting anything fail, in my hands, which doesn't make sense, because as an entrepreneur is someone that allows things to fail and you learn from it, Now I know. So as a solopreneur now, honestly, my anxieties are gone, and I have better sleep. I'm telling you, I've not slept like I slept in the past 2 years, but for the 6 years or so I was an entrepreneur, my goodness, I could barely sleep. I had anxiety over losing money, over meeting clients' needs, over meeting salaries, and I met all those fears while I was an entrepreneur. Now, I'm not saying that all entrepreneurs face this, right? But that was my experience, and I will not want to go through that again, honestly. I will not want to go through that again, honestly. Secondly, I now have more freedom and flexibility. So because I'm part of a team, I had to depend on many other people to deliver quality products, to deliver on time. And often I'll have to wait on people to deliver, basically, right? But now as a solopreneur, everything is on me, which could be also seen as a con, right? It could be seen as a disadvantage. But honestly, I feel better that I don't have to wait on people. I have the freedom and flexibility to do anything and everything I want, to be honest. I've not had this level of control before. Yes, as a CEO slash entrepreneur, you have control, but you don't have control over people. You have control over them to the extent that they afford you, right? And yes, there are different ways of going about interacting with employees slash customers. But now as a solopreneur, I'm in charge of everything. I'm in charge of everything. And that is more freedom for me. I don't have to answer to anyone except, the people except my audience slash my customers, people I'm delivering, products and content for. Honestly, and I find that more flexible. I can work at any time I want. I know as an entrepreneur you can as well, but it's not just the same, especially now for me that I work at home, right? Yeah, so I have more freedom and I have more flexibility. And I really want to emphasize the point about betting on myself. Initially, when my business started crumbling, I was afraid of losing talented people. But when I was now alone and by myself, it forced me to go inward. It forced me to look at my strengths and bet on them, look at my strengths, loud it to tell the world about what I can do and what I can offer them. And that's what made me, in quotes, like not invent, but like I came up with the idea of a virtual chief creative officer, where I provide creative strategy, thinking, direction for people, brands, businesses who could not necessarily or did not want to necessarily hire an in-house chief creative officer. So I'll go there, help with products, with their brands, with their business, and I'll offer creative solutions to the business problems they are having. And I now created the one-person company I'm building, which I now call the Jesse Dan Yusuf Company, where I now help people to become one-person companies, essentially, which honestly the power of the internet enables. Naval says that the internet enables 8 billion monopolies, and I'm hoping to be one of these monopolies. As a solopreneur right now, I don't see myself as having any competition. Competition is useless, to be honest. I only compete my future self. I have goals that I'm trying to meet. So every month, every quarter, every year now, I try to just go over these goals that I have and try to see if I'm meeting these goals. So as a solopreneur right now, my only competition is myself. So honestly, I believe this video will be encouraging for anyone who is trying to transition from being an entrepreneur to being a solopreneur. Many people may think that is scaling down, but I genuinely believe that in our lifetime, we're going to see $1 billion one-person company. The power of the internet enables this. The internet helps with distribution at a level that we've never seen before. You can put out content and you don't know who will see it at the other side of the world. And that will help you, build whatever it is you're trying to build. My goal, my mission is to help 1 billion people achieve this. I don't know how that will do, but I'm starting by educating people, sharing my experience, sharing my skills, sharing my knowledge. Now I am on a mission to reach 1 billion people and to teach them how to make a living doing what they love, honestly. And I don't know how I'm going to achieve that, but I'm excited to do that. I'm going to use all my resources to try and make that happen. There are a couple of ways I'm going to try and make that happen. Number one is to create as much valuable free content as much as possible. So my YouTube, my podcast, all these avenues, I'm going to use them and maximize them to the best of my ability. And the second level is the newsletter. You can become part of the tribe of people that I am sending actionable tips weekly to them. And the third level is a group of people that I am working with in a boot camp in cohorts, and you can just visit the link, jessedayusuf.co/lab. That's I launched a launch accelerator bootcamp. So if you think this is something that you're trying to do, whether you're an entrepreneur trying to become a solopreneur or a career professional or a freelancer, I really think you can build a successful one-person business online. Yeah, I'm here for you. Well, that is my journey from entrepreneurship to solopreneurship. I've learned a lot. I will not trade the journey for anything. It has made me a better person, and this channel is going to be dedicated to people like you. So please subscribe as I share content weekly, not just to you, but to people in my tribe, the Fired Up tribe. So God bless you. See you next week.